In the last video, we saw what the x and y intercepts look like on a graph. And that tells us, given a graph, how to find the x and y intercepts. If we already have the graph, we just look at where the graph crosses the x-axis, that's the x-intercept. Look at where the graph crosses the y-axis, and that's the y-intercept. What if, instead of being given the graph, I'm given the equation of a line? Let's say I'm given the equation 5x minus 7y equals 11, and I want to find the x and y intercepts. Well, remember the observations that we made about the other coordinates of the intercept. At the x-intercept, y equals 0, and at the y-intercept, x equals 0. So what good does that do us? Well, if I'm given an equation and I want to find the intercepts, I can just plug in y equals 0. So I'll have 5x minus 7 times 0 equals 11. 7 times 0 is just 0. I just have 5x equals 11. Multiply both sides by 1/5. 1/5 and 5 cancel, and I get x equals 11/5. So my x-intercept is the point where x equals 11/5 and y equals 0. On the other hand, at the y-intercept, x equals 0. So I plug in 5 times x equals 0 minus 7y. That's 11. So just negative 7y is 11. Multiply both sides by negative 1/7. Negative 1/7 and negative 7 cancel, and I'm left with y equals negative 11/7. My y-intercept is x equals 0, y equals negative 11/7. Right. Again, this is my x-intercept. I needed to find out what x was. This is my y-intercept. I needed to find out what y was. Let me show you another example. Suppose we want to find the x and y intercepts of the equation y equals 2/3 x plus 6. Well, for the x-intercept, we want to find the point where y equals 0. So we plug in 0 for y, and we get the equation 0 equals 2/3 x plus 6. Now we need to solve for y. We'll subtract 6 from both sides. Now we need to solve for x. We'll subtract 6 from both sides. We'll get negative 6 equals 2/3 x. Now we need to get rid of the 2/3. To do that, we'll multiply both sides by 3/2. The 3/2 and the 2/3 cancel. Negative 6 times 3/2 is negative 9. So my x-intercept is the point x is negative 9, y is 0. Okay, so that's the x-intercept. What about the y-intercept? That's the point where x equals 0. So again, we plug in. Y is what we want to find. It's 2/3 times 0 plus 6. 2/3 times 0, that's just 0. We have y equals 6. So our y-intercept is the point x is 0, y is 6. That's all there is to finding the x and y intercepts.